on. It is getting started. Hey guys, it's Kelly with Whiskey Wednesday. We are live at 5. We are going to be doing some fun cocktails for Super Bowl Sunday. There's a couple of things that I would highly recommend doing if you guys are going to be sipping through the game, and a couple of my favorites in that. I'm going to give you some ideas also with some of the snack packs in that we have here with some of Birdie's pimento cheese and also Don Sebastian salsas and chips and that. So I'm going to show you kind of how I'm going to pair these at home, because we're going to be having lots of snacks in that, just trying to get ourselves through the Chiefs win, hopefully. But we're going to try and match some cocktails with some of the things that you guys might be serving in that for Super Bowl Sunday. So I figured I would start with a surprise that Mason decided. Thank you. Megan from Busy Bean made my shirt today. I'm super excited. This is, Kat says I'm always saying super simple, so I figured what the hell, let's get a t-shirt that says it, and maybe I won't say it quite so much because my shirt says it. So, but this week I'm super excited. This is going to be like the big reveal for today that Mason's decided I can do, which I didn't think he was going to let me, but I have convinced him to bring back, are you guys ready for this? It's the Irish cream. I'm super excited. I'm going to make a cocktail with this today. So this is one, I thought that maybe I was going to miss it, and, you know, that we would come up with different things with the maple and with, you know, the honey that I would use instead. But I got to tell you, I've really missed, there's a couple of cocktails that I really like to do, not just the coffees and that, but also doing this with some fruit juices. And I've really missed this one. So I thought we'd maybe start with the Irish cream, just because Mason's so graciously bottling it next door. So we will have this on the shelf. I was going to wait till Valentine's Day, but what the heck, love every day. We're going to love this Irish cream. I'm going to show you how I'm going to mix this one. So I'm going to start with just a little bit of ice. In my tasting jar, you guys, I've got my 8-ounce tasting jar for this, and you guys know when we use this 8-ounce tasting jar, I like to do a 1-ounce pour in this. So I'm going to start with this Irish cream. Yep, just as good as I remember it. And I'm going to put 1 full ounce of my Irish cream into my little tasting jar. If I was doing this in one of these larger jars, I would do a full shot, probably even up to 2 ounces on this. Hey, Uncle Alan, how are you? Mary, yes, it's back. And let me tell you something. So go ahead and drink it. If you empty it, we're going to bring you back so you can refill that one. Don't worry about it. I got your back on that one. And what I'm going to do with this one is, this is really good with different juices. I really like it with orange juice or pineapple juice or the peach, simply peach and that. But this one that I really like, I found this at Aldi today. This is the pomegranate juice. So I'm going to go about halfway up with the pomegranate juice. So I've got my Irish cream, my ice, about halfway. And then I'm just going to top this with a little bit of Sprite. You could do this with a seltzer if you want, so it'll be less sweet. But I think the Sprite kind of makes it like a spritzer for us. And it keeps that pomegranate and the cream kind of sweet on that. So I'm going to do this. And I think just because of the Irish cream, I'm going to stick with the orange on this, just because I think that orange is going to blend super well with the pomegranate juice and the Irish cream. It's just going to kind of make it kind of like that dreamsicle we did last week. But, and look at how pretty that is. It's really pretty. Got some great red. Look at that, the Chiefs colors. We got red and orange going here. Didn't even plan that one, but go Chiefs. If you guys like pomegranate juice, you know, it's got that nice tartness, and you can make a margarita with it, and you can do, you know, kind of bring that tartness with this. If you do this with the Sprite or, and with that Irish cream, it just makes it just sweet enough, but not overly sweet. Definitely not the cream soda of last weekend. So if you guys thought that was too sweet, this one, less sweet. Really good. Could also put a tiny bit of splash of orange juice in this if you wanted to. There was also a pomegranate berry juice that I thought would have been really interesting with this. I thought that pomegranate with the Irish cream would be good. So I was going to do it with orange whiskey, so I'm switching the orange to something else this week because Mason gave me that Irish cream. Really, really good. Now, if I was having this cocktail, One of my little snacks that I would have with this that we're going to be selling this weekend is probably a good classic Birdie's pimento cheese, or maybe the cream cheese and black pepper. And then we do sell you guys these fire hook crackers, so you could do that cocktail with a nice cheese and cracker. I think would be super, super good with that one. So that would be what I would pair with the little cheese board and that with that pomegranate, because the sweetness with the cheese, I think even a Havarti would be really, really good if you were going to do that. I think that that orange would be super good with that one. So hope you guys like this, the Irish cream back. If you haven't tried the Irish cream, come in and see us this weekend, or order this, and this can be shipped in the state of Virginia because it is out of our distillery store. This is good, like I said, with orange juice. It's good with all your coffees and your hot chocolates and all of the obvious with this. Also with Coke, you could do this with just regular Coke or with ginger ale, and it becomes like a cream soda or a vanilla Coke. So that one's really good. So those are just some ideas with Irish cream. If you guys have had the Irish cream before and you love it, let us know and tell us how you're mixing it. But this is also one I would just sip on the rocks. So the next one I would do, this is if you guys are doing nachos or wings or salsa, and that is definitely the margarita. This one is the one I switched to the orange just because it's one of the favorites in the tasting room. And just for the sake of it, I'm going to make this one big because this is definitely one of my favorite cocktails that we do with the orange whiskey. So I'm going to do good amount of ice in this because you want the margaritas cold. I definitely recommend doing that. And taking this orange whiskey, this is probably my favorite to do with this margarita, but you can also do the blackberry whiskey would be super good with this, the 1842, the scratch bourbon, or the honey would be great too. Peach, I mean, really, you could kind of go crazy with this one. This is one that you guys can mix up all the time. But I'm going to go for a really good pour with this one. I'm going to do, this might be 1.5 ounces, but I'd probably go up to a 2 ounce pour with this one at home. But in the tasting room, you guys know I'm limited to my full shot, 1.5 ounce. So I've got my 16 ounce glass. A 12 ounce glass would work really well if you wanted to taste a little bit more of that whiskey to this. So I've got a good amount of ice in here. I've got my orange whiskey getting nice and cold. And then what I'm going to do is take this Master of Mixes margarita mix. You guys, they sell this at, I got the camera going the right way so you guys can read my shirt, but Lord knows I'm going to get the bottle all over the place. This is done at Food Lion. They do the big size like this at Food Lion. Highly recommend that. They also sell the Zing Zang margarita mix, which is a little more tart if you want it a little less sweet. And I think Mr. and Mrs. T's at Walmart does a margarita mix. So whiskey sour would be the other option if you wanted to do a whiskey sour with this. But I just kind of like the margarita idea with this, and you'll see why. Now this, you guys know, I'm going to go just to the Springfield line. I don't like a really tart margarita. Mason would like a lot more into this, but I like just a hint of the margarita mix, so it's not like Mexican restaurant where you got to have a glass of water with your margarita because it's just so tart. And the way I do that is by just adding seltzer to it. So I would do a club soda, I would do Sprite, you could do ginger ale, you could do cherry 7-Up, you could do any of the flavored seltzers would be really good with this. You could do lemon, lime, orange, peach, any of those would make a really good margarita mix with this. But just for the sake of it, I'm going to add the Sprite because that's what I would do in the tasting room because, you know, we don't count calories here at the tasting room. So I'm going to add that Sprite to this. I've got my margarita, and then I'm going to put a really good squeeze of the orange in it just because I really like that. Guys, I just thought about it. The other one that I would do with this that would be super good with margarita is the regular scratch corn whiskey. This would be super good. I would do the corn whiskey with this easily, but my favorite's the orange, so that's why we're doing the orange today. Fair warning, if you're going anywhere for your Super Bowl Sunday, you cannot taste the whiskey in this. This with that squeeze of orange, it is so refreshing. This is going to make us super great through the spring, summer, into this. This may have to be like coming up in a canned cocktail at some point in time because I think this one, this orange margarita, different than the blackberry sour, this is really, really good with the orange. Tastes like I've gone down to like Tijuana and I'm having a fresh one. What I would do with this margarita is I would do, here we go, because I'm selling these this weekend. If for you guys that love this jalapeno dip, we've got the medium salsa, a jalapeno dip, and then the hot Don Sebastian salsa. You guys, these are really good. Virginia finest products. These are all made in Virginia. You're supporting Virginia businesses by doing this, which is what we really like to do here in the tasting room. This jalapeno dip with some of these capital chips. Here we go. We got this, and then my margarita. Like this is, you could put me on the sofa, and this is all I need. Just this. God, I forgot how good that margarita was. If you guys have had this margarita in here, it is actually one of the tasting room favorites. Let me know, put your thumbs up and tell me about it. And just remember, you guys, if you're playing our bingo game, watching today, you get a stamp on your bingo card. Sharing this, you get a stamp on your bingo card. And if you make one of these cocktails and share it in that, obviously you guys get another stamp. So it's going to be really easy for you guys to make a bingo today, I think. Okay. We've done the pomegranate spritzer with the Irish cream whiskey, which we've brought back. I'm so excited about. And then that orange margarita. If you guys haven't tried that, I got to tell you, it is just, it's so good. It's so, so good. So anyway, hope you guys will try that one. The next one I'm going to do is this Cosmo. I actually found this Master of Mixes Cosmopolitan mix. And so I think this one's really good. It's got cranberry in it. If you guys can't find this Cosmo, it's basically made with, it's just got a little bit more sweetness in it. So you can substitute it for cranberry juice. It's going to be a little less sweet. So you can add a little bit of simple syrup to your cranberry juice if you think you need it. Add, the Sprite to it. Put a little, sweeten that up a little bit. But this one I'm going to do is the Cosmo with this, just so you guys can see it. In fact, I think I'm going to do it in one of my rocks glasses because I want to keep this kind of with a heavy whiskey taste on this one. So I'm going to do this with a good amount of ice when it's nice and cold. So I filled my little rocks glass. You guys, these are some of my favorite glasses right now to be using to make cocktails because it's only an 8-ounce glass. And so you get your ounce of whiskey or your full shot if we do like an old fashioned, which is coming up. With this one, and I just think that you get to taste the alcohol more. So if you do like to taste the alcohol more, you're going to have basically twice the amount of alcohol in this one as you would in a full glass of this. So just so you know, just so you can get an idea of your potency with this. So with this, I actually think that the cranberry is going to be super good. I was going to do it with the orange. We used the orange, so I'm going to try something else with this. I think the mint would be super good with this. But the one that's just kind of sticking out for me with the cranberry on this is the peach whiskey. I just think this peach whiskey is going to be good with the cranberry. And if it's not, we're going to go to like a brown sugar cinnamon or do something kind of fun with it. So I'm going to do a full ounce pour of my peach whiskey in here. So that's going to be, you guys, just to give you an idea with the ice in this, on this little 8-ounce one, it doesn't take much. I'm going to put about half of my Cosmo mix in here. So I've got, it would be cranberry. And again, you guys, look at this. Here go Chiefs. Look at how pretty this is going to be. Look at my little red and orange. There's my orange yellow. Look at that with the Chiefs. See that? Oh, look at how cute that is. So you can root Chiefs with this one too. Wow. And that's got some good, that's a good bite to this one. I'm going to tell you the peach only being 60 proof. I'm going to tell you guys, maybe 2 of these. Third might be your dancing shoes, but I'm going to warn you, this has got a nice little kick to it. You could also do this Cosmo. I think this Cosmo would be super good with either the 18. I'm going to do it with the 1842. Let's just give that a shot, just because. I'm going to do it with the 1842, just because I want to see how much whiskey you taste in that one. Lord knows when Mason's finished doing this Irish cream bottling, he's going to have to come over and help me finish these because there's no way I can do this. Actually, I'm going to take that back. I'm going to try this with the maple just to give it a little bit sweeter a taste because you guys know the maple is one of my second favorites right after the orange. I think we're going to go for this maple in here. I'm going to just top this off with that Cosmo mix, which also could just be cranberry juice. And then again, a nice little squeeze of the orange to this. I just think that orange with the maple and that cranberry is going to be really good. sweeter. Definitely balances that cranberry. You don't get the tartness of the cranberries. If you like a cranberry tartness to it, wouldn't do the maple, because this does sweeten it quite a bit. I think the brown sugar cinnamon would be good with this, with the cranberry juice, but I also think that that 1842, I think I would have tried it with that one, just to give a bit more kick to it. So I think that that would probably balance it super well. But for this one, the next cocktail, probably the last one I'll do. Let's see how we're doing on time. We're good. But this next one, got a couple more in our sleeves. This one I'm going to do with this rocks glass, because like I said, this, if you guys like a bit more of a stronger cocktail, I do recommend using these little rocks glasses. I think they're a lot of fun. If you guys buy 2 bottles in the tasting room, we give you one of these glasses for free. If you are buying 2 bottles and you're shipping in the state of Virginia, I always throw in a shot glass for you guys, just so you guys have that on hand. But this one I'm going to do with the straight bourbon. This one would also be good with the 1842, whatever your preference is on this. I do want to take a moment just to let you guys know on this straight bourbon, we're down to about our last 35 bottles. This has been such a huge success for us since November. We are so excited. We introduced this at our anniversary. We did probably close to almost 600 bottles of this, and we're down to our last 3 cases, I think, is what we have of this. So I would highly recommend, if you guys like this straight bourbon, you want to put an order in online, have it shipped in Virginia, or place a hold on this, because it will be probably about another 6 months or so before we do this one. So I'm going to do a nice heavy pour of this. This is going to be, oh my gosh, Jim, I was so hoping you were going to get on. I've been thinking about you. I'm just so glad that the surgery went so well, and I actually got the camera going straight, just hoping that you were going to jump on here. So I'm drinking this one that you can, man, just in time. This is my old fashioned just for you, because you don't have an old fashioned heart anymore. You got a new ticker, and it's going to be great, and I'm just so happy it's working well for you. So I got this ice really full. You guys can see this is a really nice pour on the rocks glass. This is the 1 full shot of the straight bourbon in here. And there's 2 ways that I would make this old fashioned today. The first one is, if you guys come into the tasting room, this is one that you guys can try. This is on sale on Amazon today. It's $15 for the bottle. You need very, very little of this. 1 ounce of this goes a really long way. So you guys, this has 12 ounce, cat, don't even say a word. This has 13 ounces in here. You could kind of play with this. You could swirl this if you wanted to, go easy on this. But you guys, this one is done by Traeger, and this is a smoking company. So they do like barbecue sauces and grills and all kinds of grilling chips and all of this. And Kat found this and brought this down to me just as a tease, probably last year, maybe. I can't remember. I think it was in the fall or that Kat did. And I got it, Kat, it's back on for $15 today. I saw it on Amazon today, or I put about 4 bottles in the cart for this, just because this is so good. This one is done with vanilla clove. So if you like that little bit of spice flavor to it, this still has that really good spice kind of real niceness to it. And I'm going to go, just for the sake of it, I'm going to try this to just a ½ ounce. It's a simple syrup. It's got some spice in it. So it's kind of like meaning the bourbon meets the brown sugar cinnamon whiskey. And then I'm going to stick a good ½ ounce pour in this one. You guys know how much I like it. And for an old fashioned, I'm going to put a nice good squeeze of my orange in here. I think with that vanilla clove, it's going to taste so good. And then I'm going to add, just for the sake of it, I'm going to put a little maraschino cherry in it, so make it really pretty. JB, if you're watching, this is why your cocktail that you got last weekend was so small, because I meant to send you home with one of these. Do you see how perfectly that cocktail that you sent home fit? You guys can see, here we go. We got these little Chiefs fan, colors going again, just in case. I'm not one of the winning Chiefs fans. I was born in Kansas. In case you guys want to know, I was born in Kansas. I've been a Chiefs fan when they really sucked. I'm just really grateful that they're really, really awesome right now. Wow. Holy Toledo. This is, I'm going to put a little bit more in, because I want just a little bit more sweetness for me, just because with an old fashioned, I do like that little bit of sweetness in the background. This is, if you don't like it so sweet, 1 little ½ ounce is good. I'm going to do a full ounce in this just because I want to taste a little bit more of that clove in that. I don't even think you need the bitters in this, but you could add bitters just for sake. If you guys come this weekend, this has to be one. Oh my gosh, this tastes like fall, Christmas, winter, yummy flavors. That clove is so good in this old fashioned. And if you guys were going to do this at home and you don't want to spend the $15 on this, if you guys don't want to buy this on Amazon, totally get it. But what I would do is make your own simple syrup. I would do it with a brown sugar because I think that brown sugar would be really good in it. And then I would stick a cinnamon stick in it, and I'd stick a couple of cloves in there in that boiling water and just let that steep for a while. Let it get those really good flavors in it. I think you guys could totally make this simple syrup at home, but you put that in this old fashioned, and I'm telling you guys, this is outstanding. The clove, the cinnamon, I mean, this is, golly, this is good. Vanilla. I'm sorry. You can put a splash of vanilla in this, or you could do a vanilla bean. Like let that sit in there while the sugars, if you're cooking this on the stove, put a vanilla bean in there, or a splash of vanilla extract. I would definitely, don't think the bitters with the smoke. I don't think so either too, Kat. I wouldn't do the bitters in this. I think that orange, that little maraschino cherry, and this is our cocktail for the weekend. When you get here tonight, this is what we're going to be doing. I'm just going to warn you. A bottle of straight bourbon's coming home. Bottle of this clove vanilla simple syrup is definitely a go. But you can totally make this, guys. Don't think you have to buy this on Amazon. We're just going to do it for you next Friday at Berry Hill. I will bring this so you guys can try this at Berry Hill next weekend for that tasting. 100%. The old fashioned was on the menu. I'm going to bring this simple syrup so you guys can try this because I think you're going to love this. This is a home run right here. I think this will be great with the 1842 also because you're going to have that little bit of sweetness from the wine that has been aged in that 1842. But this is really good. I would do margarita and then the old fashioned. And with that old fashioned, I would do, these would be my two pimento cheeses of choice. I think that they're going to have some bold flavors. I've got that smoked Gouda and then that garlic Parmesan. And I would totally do that with the garlic thyme fire hook things. You guys, I'm going to put these packages together tomorrow so you guys can see exactly what you need to do. I'll list it out in case you guys want to pick a package to go for Super Bowl so you guys can sit and do a little cheese party, some cocktails. We can get that all ready for you so you guys will be ready to go. Bill Raiders, if you're watching this 100% highly recommend this. I'm going to bring up some of this simple syrup for you so you can try this. Really, really, really good. So I think the last one I'm going to do just to kind of keep things like I typically do with the purees. I haven't done any. Oh no, got a different one. This is going to be kind of margarita-ish again, but it was one that I hadn't done in a long time. And I just thought I brought this back last week and I brought some of this Simply Lime Juice, limeade. If you guys haven't played with this, I always do lemonade in here, but I tried this probably over the summer. And this was our original cocktail. If you guys remember back when we started, back in November of 2016, it seems like, a century ago at this point in time, we've been doing this it seems like for so long. The very first cocktail, the only cocktail we had when we opened, this is going to be a trivia question. You guys all have to ask this and see if we can send out a prize. If anybody knows this besides Kat, she didn't get to vote, neither does Hunter on this. Our very first cocktail that we ever did was our scratch corn whiskey, ginger ale, and a good squeeze of lime. It was honestly the only way I could drink the corn whiskey when we first did it. It was so powerful for me. I wasn't a whiskey drinker. I thought, holy cow, I don't know what the hell I've gotten myself into because there was no way I was going to do this. I just didn't think that it was possible I could drink this corn whiskey. Now, 4 years later, you guys can see how much I mix with it and how much I like it. The corn whiskey is the OG, original girl here is this corn whiskey. And I got to tell you, I've learned to really appreciate this primarily in, because you made a ton of them, that's for sure. This is one of my favorites in a coffee. If you guys do an Irish coffee, you guys like a strong coffee, a shot of this with a little bit of creamer in it, or just the, I like a hot coffee with a shot of this and then Ready Whip on it and let that Ready Whip just melt in it. It is keto friendly, you guys, with a cup of coffee and a shot of corn whiskey. And if you do a sugar-free creamer, 0 carbs. That is a 0 carb drink. If you do this with your coffee and the Ready Whip, you're at about 1 or 2 carbs. That is, it's like dessert, you guys. I mean, you do this after dinner, you've got your dessert. You could put a sugar-free creamer in it if you want, but this is probably my favorite with the coffee. For those of you that like a good Bloody Mary, you guys, this is a match made in heaven. If you guys typically do vodka in that, but you want a stronger 90 proof kick to it, you want a little bit of bite behind your Bloody Mary, this is Fantastic Pose. It's again a Virginia Finest product. This is made in Virginia, just like the Fantastic Pose whiskey sour mix we use, but highly recommend it with this corn whiskey. But today, just for the sake of it, I'm going to do kind of a little spin on our original cocktail. So for this, I'm going to make a small one because I got an entire list of cocktails here and I probably won't be presentable in about an hour after I finish these. So I'm going to start this one with just a good cup of ice. I've always thought that with the corn whiskey, I think it cold with some good ice and that stuff, keeping it cold is really, really good. And what I did is I took the corn whiskey and I'm going to put 1 ounce in it because I will tell you guys, this corn whiskey, it's got a punch. And as much as the 100 straight bourbon and the 100 proof 1842 has a bite to it, this actually, you can taste it. This is the corn whiskey, although super, super smooth. Highly recommend this with that. What I did is I took the Simply Limeade. If you guys have been to Food Lion here in Riverdale or Centerville and that, you guys, they have such great Simply juices. There's Simply Tropical, Simply Peach, Simply Apple, Simply Limeade, Simply Lemonade, Simply Peach. I mean, they have such a great variety of these. You guys, these make fantastic cocktails. This is a pitcher-worthy one. I meant to tell you guys what the pitcher-worthy ones were. The cranberry cocktail would be pitcher-worthy. The pomegranate one, I'll go back through that so you guys know. But this one is just with the Simply Limeade. And I'm going to go about halfway up with this. I really should have done this in a bigger glass, so you guys know what I'm going to do. I'm going to transfer this sucker over so that I can get a little bit more in this. I was a little heavy on my pour. Mason should have been here for that one. So I've got the limeade in here, and then I'm going to top this off with ginger ale just because I think ginger ale is my favorite with the corn whiskey and definitely with the Simply Limeade. And I'm going to go just about halfway up. I'm not going to go so heavy on this one because I wanted to do equal parts of the limeade and that. So this, if I was going to do this in this glass, I would have done an entire shot, 1.5 ounces. I'd have gone halfway with limeade and half with ginger ale. And then I'm going to put another squeeze of lime in there just because I really like the way the lime tastes with the corn whiskey. I'm going to mix this up. This is going to be like an unsweet margarita is the best way to explain this. Old fashioned is number 1. This might be number 2. I don't know. Let me try the margarita again. Margarita is just a tiny bit sweet. If you guys have not tried the corn whiskey, when you come this weekend, make sure you get one of these Simply Limeades. This is so good. It's got that nice fresh lime taste. If you guys like lime in your like a vodka soda or a vodka tonic and you put that lime in it, give this a shot because I got to tell you, this is super yummy. You can do this instead of ginger ale. You could do this with club soda just to kind of keep those calories. I've not seen the Simply Limeade as a diet, but you could counter that with like a diet ginger ale, which would be really good. Yes, definitely. Real quick, I'll go back through the cocktails in just a minute, but for those of you that are watching your sugar, if you guys are trying to watch your carbs, you're trying to watch your sugar, I want to give you guys a quick, like if you're going to be Super Bowl sipping, that you guys can do this. These are 3 of my favorites. I really like this LaCroix peach pear. Highly recommend this with the honey whiskey, the maple whiskey, the orange whiskey, the peach whiskey. All of those would be super good with this peach pear LaCroix. Highly recommend that. The other one I would do, this is probably my favorite go-to at home. I do this, if you guys haven't seen this, it's the peach honey. I'm hoping you guys can see that. Peach honey, aha. This one's super good. I know they have this at Food Lion. I think they have it at Walmart, but I'm not sure, but I know, I'm almost positive they have there. They also have it at Target for you Danville people if you guys are watching that peach honey. Really good. Highly recommend it with the brown sugar cinnamon whiskey or the maple whiskey. Those are both really, really good. You put a full shot. Don't judge if you put a 2-ounce shot in that one. I'm going to warn you, I take a few sips out of that sucker and add that to that. But I will tell you that with the maple whiskey, slam dunk. 100% highly recommend it. It is my go-to cocktail at home. I do it with that. I also do it with the honey. The orange is really good, but also the maple with that. The other one that I would recommend is this apple ginger. This apple ginger one, this is another aha. Really, really good with the brown sugar cinnamon, but also good with the honey. I would definitely do the maple with this. I think probably those 2. I'd probably do the maple or I would do the brown sugar cinnamon with it. Both of those would be really, really good. So those are my keto friendly, carb friendly, whatever you guys want to do, calorie friendly, however you guys want to declare that. So I'm going to go back through these cocktails really quick. I know I've been a little long-winded today. Sorry about that, but I'm so excited about the Super Bowl and the picture-worthy stuff. So I'm going to start through this one. The first one that I did was the pomegranate, very Chiefs looking, pomegranate with the Irish cream and Sprite. If you guys want something with a little bit of tart and a little bit of sweet, bringing that Irish cream back, highly recommend it. Super, super good. That definitely picture worthy. You get a thing of the pomegranate. You put a good thing of Irish cream in it. You could put the orange whiskey in it and then top that with Sprite. You could put that in a pitcher and you guys would be good to go for your cocktail. The next one that I would do is definitely this margarita. If you guys want to do a pitcher-worthy one, this margarita one is pitcher-worthy. I'm going to warn you, it's going to go down. You're going to be really excited about this one. The orange whiskey is my favorite with this, but I would also recommend the blackberry and the peach with this. Both really good margaritas with that. Good squeeze of orange, slice some oranges, put it in the pitcher, and you've got yourself a margarita. Highly recommend that one. Also would be really good with your whiskey sour. If you prefer more of a lemon twist, that would be the one I would do. That's the margarita, pitcher worthy on that one. The next one that I think I did was the Cosmo. This Cosmo I did with the peach whiskey. I thought that was really good with the cranberry. Would also recommend the brown sugar cinnamon or the 1842 with this Cosmo mix. If you don't have the Cosmo mix, you can't find the Master of Mixes Cosmo mix where you are, do cranberry juice and add a little simple syrup to it. You're going to get the same thing. Put a splash of Sprite in there if you want. That sweetness of the Sprite will get you going. The next one I did was, oh gosh, it was this old fashioned. This is definitely going to be finished before I go home. This is the old fashioned with that, with the smoked. The other thing I was going to tell you guys, and I totally missed this. If you guys don't get that smoked, look at this. Look at this little match made in heaven right here. Look at the color coordinating and everything. This little maple syrup with the sweet heat and the habanero infused maple syrup, that would make a fabulous old fashioned. So I did that one. And then I think the next one I did was the limeade. I think I went a little crazy with this one, but I would highly recommend Simply Limeade. That's totally pitcher worthy. I would do a good half bottle of the corn whiskey in it. I'd stick the Simply Limeade in it, add a 2 liter of ginger ale, and you've got even a punch bowl ready. Super Bowl, punch bowl, ready to go. That one would be good. Float some limes in there, and I think everybody would be super happy. So just remember, you guys will put together these packages with the salsas and the cheeses and chips and all of that. We have mixers of the Bloody Mary and of the whiskey sour in that here. So I hope you guys will stop by. Tomorrow I'll be posting some different packages for us so you guys can link in and decide what you want to do for your Super Bowl. We will be open Friday, Saturday, and Sunday as long as the weather permits on Sunday. So make sure you come by and get your stash so that you can set up your own bar and enjoy Super Bowl Sunday. And please root for those Chiefs. We're really excited. We're going to do a twofer this year. So anyway, thanks you guys for watching. Happy Whiskey Wednesday. Thanks much.